Krebs Popper Jig. This is a Krebs Popper Jig used for creating popper heads. Here, saltwater and bass sizes. Go to some 3/8 inch foam white cylinders. Match it up with the corresponding jig, the 3/8 inch in diameter. Pull it free from the thing and put it right and line one of the tips with the line going down the middle of the little wooden box thing. Now there's a hole in the side. Go ahead and stick that needle that comes with the kit through the hole and out the other side. This will keep the cylinder square. Now go to get a razor blade. Now, using the angle on the wooden jig, go ahead and cut down, creating a nice incline. And once you reach the little slit, go ahead and cut down the slit. Then go ahead and take the cut foam and dispose of it. Now go to the front, and using the incline again, run the razor blade along the wood to cut the nice inclined shape. Make sure to hold the foam down with your other hand, because if you don't do this, you'll end up with a bumpy head. Pull the needle out. This may be tricky. You may need to push it up against something or use pliers. Once you got that out, go ahead and take the cut foam head. Now, on the side opposite of the incline, which will be the bottom of the fly, go ahead and cut a slit about halfway through the cylinder. Rotate it back and forth to create a nice even slit. Now go to a mustad hook, here popper, size 2. Make sure the head fits on the hook well. If it doesn't, go ahead and cut it deeper and wider. Place the hook in your vise. Load a bobbin with Vivis 6/0 here in white. Start your thread behind the eye and wrap back before cutting the tag end off. Create a nice base along the bump of the hook and down to just in front of the barb. Now go to some red crystal flash. Cut 2 or 3 pieces free. Fold them in half and then grab them with plunger-style hackle pliers. Bring them to your fly. Take the flash in one hand and fold it over the thread. Then bring it on top of the hook, right in front of the point, and wrap down by just above the barb. This will push the crystal flash to the back end of the hook. And then cut the crystal flash to about 1 hook shank in length. Maybe a little less. Now go to some white marabou. Here are blood quills. Select a nice fluffy feather and get rid of all the garbage at the bottom. Then go ahead and go to your tips and go ahead and pull them apart to align them but still keep the natural taper. Now bring the marabou up to your hook and measure a tail just longer than the crystal flash. Go ahead and tie it directly on top of the hook. Only tie it down just a little past the point of the hook, as we need to leave room for the foam head. Go ahead and cut the excess off. Now, go to some saddle hackle, here white. Get a nice webby piece. Again, take the trash from the bottom off. And separate the tip from the feather. This will be the tie-in point. Go ahead and tie it with the shiny side facing up and the concave side facing the bottom. Tie the tip down, and with the rest of the tip, pull it back and tie it down again. This will make sure the hackle does not slip out. Then bring your thread to just about halfway between the point and the bump in the hook. Stroke the fibers of the hackle back and start making touching wraps up the hook shank. If you can, without trapping hackle fibers, go ahead and use the rotary function in your vise, if you have one. Once you reach that halfway point, take a couple more wraps. And then go ahead and take thread wraps to secure the hackle. Push the hackle fibers back and lay some thread wraps right in front of them to kind of push them back. Then go ahead and whip finish or half hitch your thread off. Now go to your head and slide it over the hook to make sure it fits. When it fits, go ahead and place a drop of super glue on top of the hook. Pinch the top of the head of the fly. This will open the crease, and you can slide it on the hook with more ease. Remember, the incline should be on top, and the flat side should be on the bottom. Once it's on the hook, go ahead and lay some more super glue in the crease, and then go ahead and push it closed. Then wipe the excess glue off with either your finger, I don't recommend that, or a piece of paper or any other trash. But I'm going to use my finger because I'm lazy. Now go to some mini googly eyes. Place a dab of super glue on each side of the fly, near the head. On each dot of super glue, go ahead and place one of your eyes. Push them in so the glue will set. Now go to the needle that came with the kit. Go ahead and thread a rubber leg through it. If you cannot get the rubber leg through the first time, a bobbin threader may be useful. Go ahead and pull it to the halfway point, like so. Now with the needle, go ahead and stick it in the hole that you made earlier. Push it out the other side. Make sure the halfway point remains at the eye of the needle. Pull it through so there's about even lengths of rubber leg on both sides, and then cut the loop on the one by the needle. Pull the far side a little closer to you, and then add a drop of super glue as close as you can to the foam without touching it. And then pull it back through the foam. This will help set the rubber legs in the foam. And then you can either leave the rubber legs as is or cut them to a little bit more even length. And that's it, that's the fly.